this guy I met, his name's Frank Agan. I met him because one of my biggest fears at the time was public speaking. I had this massive fear of public speaking. And one of the things I talk about in the Greatness Mindset is writing a list of all of your biggest fears and going all in on each fear at a time until you overcome it. So one of them was public speaking. I went to a toast, and I met someone else who was a professional speaker who got paid to speak. He told me, you gotta go to Toastmasters and do it every week for a year if you wanna become a great public speaker and overcome the fear. So I started going to these Toastmasters. This is an interesting story. I went to these different Toastmasters groups, which is an international organization that teaches you how to speak. And it gives you skills and feedback and like a support group to help you overcome. So that you can apply this on a weekly basis. And so he said, go check out all the clubs in Columbus, Ohio, the Toastmaster clubs. And you can sit in on them. And it costs like $50 or $60 a year to join one club, but you can go sit in for free. And see which one scares you the most. That's the one you want to join.
Oh, wow.
So I went to like 5 different clubs in a week, and I started seeing, okay, do I resonate with these speakers? Does anyone inspire me that I want to learn from? And is it scary enough? I went to the scariest place where people had like published books and they'd spoken on Oprah's platform and like leaders in the community. Everyone was wearing suits. I was like, this is where I got to join. In one of these sessions, now I have my cast on at this time. This is pre-LinkedIn stuff, right? This is like when I'm on my sister's couch still.
Okay.
In the first year, I started doing the public speaking thing. I have a cast on. And I'm going around to these Toastmasters club with this cast on, with a cutoff shirt, because the shirt doesn't fit over the cap. When everyone's in suits, and I'm a 23, 24-year-old punk with a backwards cap and baggy jeans, looking like I'm just out of, playing a football game.
Yeah.
And I go to one of these Toastmasters groups where my friend and mentor at the time, Frank Agan, was a guest speaker at. He was speaking at to give a presentation. In the back of the room was chips and hummus and bread and carrots and, little snacks. At the end of this event, I go to the back of the room, I shit you not, I go to the back of the room, I get as many napkins as I can. I stuff all the food I can and put it in my pockets. Shit you not, man. This is probably another low point.
Yeah.
I'm stuffing food in I have a huge baggy jeans at the time, not these skinny jeans that I wear now.
Yeah.
Big baggy jeans, I'm stuffing it in. I'm carrying it with like one hand because I can't really use the other hand. I'm stuffing it in both pockets.
Yeah.
And the guy, Frank, comes up to me. He goes, what are you doing? He comes to the back of the room and he sees me stuffing in food in my pockets. I go, I don't have any money, man. I'm like, this is my food for the night, right? It's either I have to rely on my sister for the night, whatever she was having, or I was like, this is my snacks, I'm hungry. And that was real for me at the time. I just didn't have like money coming in. And so I had stuffed food in my pockets. He goes, there's a diner next door. Let me take you to lunch real quick. Wow. So this was around like a lunchtime meeting that was happening. He takes me to lunch because he was like, who is this guy with a cast on? Coming to this kind of professional event, young guy, stuffing food in his pockets, trying to overcome the fear of public speaking. He was just curious about me.
Really?
He was curious about me because everyone else was a professional there.
Yeah.
They were all in their late 30s and 40s, wearing suits. Pros. I was a scrub showing up, stuffing food in my pockets. He takes me to lunch. He goes, tell me your story. I was like, man, I just got injured. I was just playing arena football 6 months ago or whatever. And I'm terrified of public speaking. I'm living on my sister's couch. I don't have any money. I'm in debt. I got no food. And I saw it back there and I just wanted to like have some for later tonight. He goes, I'm buying lunch for you. Tell me more about your story. And he goes, it's really inspiring that you have the courage to show up here. Because it's not easy, that you want to better yourself, that you want to improve. And he kind of took me under his wing. He would coach me in some public speaking stuff. I'd go to his office once every few months. And he had written many books before this. And so I helped him with his LinkedIn stuff for many, many months later. I was kind of coaching him on LinkedIn to help him in his business. And he goes, this is a game changer. You're going to help me get a lot of clients from what you just taught me. And he goes, you should write a book about this. So around this time when I was doing these events and he was kind of coaching me, I said, well, I'm terrified of writing a book because I almost flunked out of English class. And it's hard for me to read and write, still at that day, in my early 20s. And he goes, I'll guide you. I'm going to give you prompts. I don't know the content you know, but I want you to write it for me. And I'll ask you questions, and I want you to write back and send me back every week your responses. And we'll write this together. So he dealt a lot with real world networking. He had a business actually that was like helping bring people together in the real world, doing networking. And I was doing that in the online world through LinkedIn. So we kind of brought our knowledge together and wrote this LinkedIn networking book. So it was my first book I wrote before I was 25.
If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.